Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's illustration, we are going to draw this beautiful, dazzling sunset along with a highland, and like you're going down the hill and you're going to see the town and also this beautiful sunset. And we are starting off with the resolution of 2080 into 2860 in Autodesk Sketchbook. Let's get into step one, that is our most common one, paint the sky. If you have seen, I have started with a rough sketch just so that I can divide the illustration into three bits. One will be the sky, one will be the town, will be the mountain and the road layer on the top. So we are using coarse watercolor brush to add the darkest of the shade. In the purple column, I have gone all the way down. I have picked the darkest shade, then again the darkest shade of purple, and then I'm going into the teal family to pick up the darkest shade, because we want our background to be as dark as we can but not black, because there will be this filament of sunset or dazzling pink, orange, red, a favorite blending brush here. And please make sure to pause the video to follow the strength, size and flow of the brush to bring this entire illustration together. And I'm slowly smudging from top to bottom. There is nothing in a diagonal or any other way. It's just a simple horizontal top to bottom. Just mix this entire color in one go. Once you are done, you have to add a new layer for the next bit of the sky. This is going to be a little bit tricky because we are going to add a multiple shade of color. Imagine there is a sunset and there is all this vibrant color going across your sky. This, I think this type of sunset comes in during monsoon or somewhere in the peak of summer, but I have really not seen in my real life, but I do imagine seeing this pinkish orangish tone of sunset. And let me know if you guys have watched across this in your place, or if you have traveled across somewhere to see the sunset. So if you see, I have started with orange, pink, and now I'm adding a stripe of yellow in the new layer. And so this much web brush is going to be a little bit difficult. So take your pause in the screen and follow the flow, size and strength. And we are slowly blending this brush and also giving the strike of a line as we are blending it from top to bottom. We are not smudging it very roughly. We are slowly smudging the color and also trying to bring this blue, the background of the blue into our picture. And this is going to take a bit of time, and this is already in 4x speed. I feel like this is okay because the next step is what it is crucial about. So I call it a easy sun because all we have to do is use a fountain pen and fill bucket linear, adding color. So if you have not watched previous video, I have explained how easy to add this multiple shade of color and also give this subtle from the lighter to the darker shade. So each of the circle you have to select and then pick the color, and once you are done, you are going to get this entire sun out there. So also, once the sun is done, I'm going to make sure that there is this layer of sky crossing between those sun. Like imagine the moon layer. When we illustrate this moon, we make sure that there is a cloud passing through the moon. So exactly like this, there is a cloud passing or a sky coming in between this sun. And I have added a layer as you go by because it's going to be very difficult, because it really took a long time to bring all this image, all this art together. So, and I'm slowly blending this, and if you can see, there is a shadow of darker color and there is a highlight of the lighter shade. So it's basically you are making sure this sun is in between those cloud passing by. So just take your sweet time while doing this. Don't be in a hurry. And we are already in step 3. For step 3, it is very simple. I'm just going to paint the town and the road. That's it. So we are going to use the darker shade of teal and the lighter shade of teal, just so that it looks. So we are going to use a wash brush to blend this together from top to bottom. And also on the left side, I'm trying to, you're coming from a hilly road and you can see a town from a distance. That's where our imagination is coming. And also this image is purely from Pinterest. I fell in love with this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to try this in Sketchbook and want to share with all of you. I was not even a minute ahead from posting this, but today I finally decided, like, yeah, let's do this. It's going to be a bit time consuming, but it is also fun illustrating so many colors in your illustration. For the road layer, I have made sure that, for example, the sunset is following the road, and all this hues of pink, yellow, orange, yellow, everything like the teal blue all falling on the road, and it's going to look this beautiful sunsetty while you're coming down the hill. So we are almost done. We are using again the smudge web brush to blend this together. Take your time, blend it together, and then smudge across, bringing the darker shade in, the lighter shade settling in. So now we are going to draw a tree, which is very simple. We are just going to use a rough ink brush, and I'm just doing one straight line and then diagonal line all the way from the short, from the long to short. And once we are done, we're just doing copy and paste the smallest tree to the tallest tree. We're just copy and pasting. Once we are done, we are going to copy that entire layer and invert it into a new layer and smudge it across. The shadow of the tree is falling on the road. So this is going to be again in 4x speed. Just take your sweet time. There is nothing in a hurry. All these things comes together as a form of illustration just because of your imagination and putting your effort in to be as slow as you can, because nothing happens in haste. And we are moving into step 5. That is the most easiest step, adding the lights and the transmission tower. We are using glow neon pen to add the light in the house. So imagine those are the tiny house where you're going to keep this light bit. And then for the transmission, we are going to use the help of fountain pen and the symmetry option. If you are new here, I'm Rena, and I'm a podcaster and illustrator of this channel and also content creator of this. If you have not yet subscribed to my newsletter, which comes every Saturday free from my inbox to your inbox, you should definitely make sure to give a check. I'll make sure to leave the link down below, also on the cue card. And if you have not listened to my recent podcast about how art is a discipline, you should definitely give it a go. And all this thing comes through by practice and by consistency. People just talk about how disciplined you should be, how this you should be, but all requires time and patience, and slowly you can build up yourself to the person you actually want to become. And also we are using symmetry method because nobody has to use their time to make the greatest art. You can just use smartness and then create everything. So we are just going to add some diagonal lines, some zigzag at the end of the tower, and then some wire passing through by. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one, and share it with your artist friend, and tag me in your Instagram if you ever happen to illustrate this. I'll be happy to share it in my newsletter. I'll be happy to share it in my podcast, because newsletter is on Saturday, podcast is on Sunday, so that we have a healthy community where we share, where we grow, because life is short and you have so much to do and accomplish and be happy.